Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. And what are we talking about this time? Well, Ubisoft games are making a return back to Steam. They had a 3-year hiatus from Steam, but they're coming back on December 6th, starting with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then Anno 1800 and Roller Champions will follow later after Valhalla releases. Ubisoft spokesman said that the company is constantly evaluating how it brings games to players while providing a consistent player ecosystem through Ubisoft Connect. Ubisoft Connect, if you don't remember, is Ubisoft's game launcher. Everyone has to have one, and so does Ubisoft. So Ubisoft had stopped selling its new releases on Steam back in 2019. Due to what they deemed as an unrealistic business model that didn't reflect where the world is today in the terms of game distribution. The last game that they released on Steam was Trials Rising back in 2019. And then from that point on, they basically released everything through the Epic Game Store and through their Ubisoft Connect. So it sounds like from what me and Pat were talking about this a little bit, and it sounds like Ubisoft's contract with Epic Games probably ended, and they decided, well, we're not going to renew that. Let's just put everything back out on there. Probably, I mean, even though Epic is a pretty strong contender for Steam is still, and Epic had that honeymoon period, right? And they still seem to have that, where they're basically offering a better option for developers and stuff out there for releasing their games onto the Epic store than Steam does. But Steam has the numbers, right? I mean, that's the biggest difference between the two is there's millions upon millions. I mean, Epic is gaining ground, but besides, I think we've talked about it before. If Epic didn't give away free games, we probably wouldn't be using it, right? That's the only reason. I mean, I think 99% of the library of games I have on the Epic launcher are all the free ones they've given away. I think I've only bought like 2 maybe games from the Epic store, and the rest have all been free. And I probably have over 100 games on there, and that's all just because of the free ones. So other than that, I'd be using Steam, because Steam is that's where I use majority of the time. And that's where I buy 99% of my PC games is through Steam, because Steam is where it's just a lot easier to use. It's a lot better ecosystem and storefront. And overall, it's just a better experience for the gamer, for the consumer, than Epic is. Epic might be a good experience for the publisher, in this case Ubisoft, as far as better deal behind the scenes, but I think for the user, the gamer, Steam is just a much better way to go, right? And so Ubisoft is probably just seeing that, Epic, it was great, we got a discount, we got some good whatever, but we're going back to Steam because that's where all the players are. So what do you think, Pat?
Yeah, and this is kind of coming off the news we got back in, what did we get back in August of this year, where they were shutting down services for like 15 games, which means you were losing access to DLC from those single player games and stuff like that. And in anything that was multiplayer exclusive, basically got completely shut down, like Space Junkies, which I think was only which is only a VR system thing. That was released in 2019, and their services ended in September of this year. So, so all the DLCs. So if you purchased all that stuff through their storefront, not through the Epic one, but through Ubisoft's own storefront, basically no DLC. See you later. Goodbye. And online services and play for those are gone. So, over the years, people have come to trust Steam because you could just always get access to your game, whether it's the game, whether it's DLC or whatever. Steam just has it, even if it's freaking 15 years old. You can go on Steam and still get it. So, I really wish all these companies would stop. It sounds very anti competition, but I have, like Nick, I have the majority of my library is on Steam. Now I have a bunch of games on Epic, but I think I'm in Nick's same boat. I've only purchased 2 games from there. And that was because they're only available on Epic, so that's why I have them there. and I had to play them. So, but Ubisoft with their Connect and storefront and everything, just they thought they can go without Steam. But most of these PC storefronts find out pretty quick that Steam does take a larger chunk, but Steam is where the players are, just like Nick said. So that's where you go, where the money's at. And if your games aren't there, and those people aren't willing to go to your storefront or go to the Epic storefront and have another place to repository games, then it is what it is. Because I'm so sick and tired of having like 5 and 6 different launchers that launch on my computer launches, because if I want to play my games over there and over here, I remember we had Origin and we had Uplay and we had just so freaking many. We got the Blizzard Battle.net one, we've got Epic, we've got Steam, and I'm like, every time I want to play one of their games, I have to load up their launcher, and I'm like, just give me the middleman launcher that has no affiliation with any of you guys, besides you having to pay them for them to sell their game, for you to sell their game on their platform. I mean, Steam even has things where you don't have to purchase it from them, but you can install your key there and download the game from them and stuff. I mean, I like that, because I bought plenty of games not from Steam and just put my key on Steam, and so now I can download my game from Steam and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Steam maybe gets something from that, but maybe not. Maybe it's just to keep me in their ecosystem so that they can get more money out of me, because every time there's a holiday sale, I'm on the Steam store going, what's on sale, so, and I'm like, how much money do I have to spend here? Let's see, how many games can I get for my $50 or whatever I got, so I don't typically, if I can get it through Steam, I'm getting it through Steam, regardless of, and sometimes that decision even comes down to Steam's $5 or $10 more than this other platform. I'm still getting it from Steam just so I can keep all my games in one place, and that's typically what happens. I'll weigh that choice. Now, if it's $20, $30 more, I'm not weighing that choice. I have made the decision that I'll just wait for it to go on sale on Steam, add it to my wish list, and get an email from Steam when it goes on sale. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it over there. They have the better user interface. They have the better sales. They have the better everything when you can think of it when it comes to PC gaming. In my opinion, it's one launcher to rule them all. So, Nick, man, what do you think? I mean, I think your library dwarfs mine, so it's where you get the majority of your games.
Yeah, these is exactly right. These launchers, these companies try to put out their own launchers, and it's ridiculous, because I understand why they do that, but for PC gamers, I think it's really hard to keep track of all the different launchers you have for all these different games, right? I have games on Ubisoft Uplay, or now it's Ubisoft Connect. I think there were free ones that were given away, that Ubisoft gave away a long time ago. Some Splinter Cell games and some Assassin's Creed games and stuff. And I totally forget that I even have them, because I forget I even have the launcher. Same thing with Origin, or now it's EA Play. They changed it from Origin, and they trashed Origin. Now they have the EA Play launcher, which is practically the same thing. But, I have games on there, like the last Sim City, and that's the only place I can play it, which is like, I wish I could just have it on Steam and just play it through there, because half the time I forget that I have it until I come across the launcher one day and I open it up and I go, oh, I have this game. That's right, I do have that. Because 90, if I'm going to look on, the first thing I do on my PC, especially if I'm going to play a game, is open Steam up and look through my library and see what I have. Or like you said, go through this, see what's on sale. If they're having a holiday sale, if they're having the midweek sale, the weekend sales, see what's on sale there. And that's where I'm going to buy it. I've even done the same thing. Like, oh, they have this game, on Epic, and they have the same game on Steam, but it's not selling on Steam. Well, I'm just going to add it to my wish list, and I'll wait for it to go on sale on Steam, even though Epic has it on sale. But I don't want it there, because, again, even with Epic, I have a whole bunch of games through Epic, but I don't launch it. The only time I launch Epic is when the free games come out. I add the free games to it, and I close Epic back down. The only time I do turn on Epic to play a game through there is if I want to play something and I know for sure I have it on the Epic Play Store, then I'll launch it and be like, okay, yeah, I don't own it on Steam, but I know I have it. I got it free over here or something like that. Then I'll launch it up and play it. But I'm really surprised that Epic did it right when they came out by offering the discounts and the trying to get publishers into their ecosystem, right? And the free games and everything like that, getting gamers and publishers in. The problem is you have Steam for Epic, you have, and for Ubisoft, and this kind of all comes full circle. Is Steam has been around for so long that you have this ecosystem that's already implanted into everyone's mindset. All gamers and anyone that games on PC knows about Steam, and Steam, you can't, it's really hard to launch a new launcher and have that be number one, or to compete with something that's been around for just forever, that's been doing a really great job. It's not like Steam sucks and people are looking for an alternative. Steam is great. So they're not looking for you. You give them an alternative and they're like, well, why do I have nothing wrong here. Right. And there's nothing wrong with Steam. Why am I going to you? What are you giving me that Steam's not? Right. And all my games are over there. Can I bring my games over to yours? No. Well, then I don't have a reason to come over to you. Right. So, yeah, it's just stupid. And I think Ubisoft saw that too. They probably, like I said, they probably got a good deal with Epic. And so they did the whole Epic thing. But, get rid of all these companies out there. Get rid of your launchers. The EA Play launcher, the Rockstar has a launcher. Bethesda had one. They got rid of it. All these launchers that are out there, just get rid of them all. And I agree. I'm with you on this, Pat. And I hate to sound like this, but let's just have Steam and that's it, right? Competition's always good. And even for Steam, it's probably a good thing that they do have competition with Epic. But yeah, I just want everything to be on Steam, and because again, it's just an ecosystem that I know has the things I want, does it really well, does the process really well of playing games and searching through their storefront and searching through your library and everything like that. It does it so well. They've created it, they've had years to perfect the software, and every day that damn thing updates, I swear, with bug fixes and new features and various things like that. So they're always expanding the program to become better and better and fixing more bugs and introducing new things that it's like it's hard to compete for these other launchers out there. So I can understand something like Epic that can introduce a launcher with games from all walks of life, from all walks of publishers and developers. But to have something like Ubisoft, which is just nothing but Ubisoft games, or Rockstar is nothing but Rockstar games, or EA, which is nothing but EA games, it's like, I don't know, I just don't feel like gamers are going to go to those just to buy those particular games from that particular publisher, right? It just seems like Epic makes more sense than having a launcher that just centers around your games. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I hate these individual developers or coming out with their own launcher, like Battle.net, Riot. All these guys have their own launcher, but the only thing in there is their games, and if I want to buy it digitally, I have to buy it through their system. Makes absolutely no sense. And yeah, the EA Play one is just, I've completely forgot about Origin EA Play over the years, and I'd pop it up and be like, oh yeah, that's where my Command and Conquers are. That's where this is at. And I'm like, oh yeah, spend half a day playing some old games, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then I forget about them until the next time I'm like, oh, I got to launch into EA for this game, and I'm like, oh crap, yeah, look at all that stuff that I missed, or I forgot about. That's why I prefer Steam as well, because I don't have to worry about Valve games only. It's everybody's game that's willing to go on there. Now, from what I understand, and I don't know the details about how all this works, but all developers or publishers that want to put their game on Steam have to pay. And I've heard it's as high as like 30% or something like that. And if Epic is charging cheaper, it kind of helps the developers out. But from what I've seen, Steam doesn't seem to think that Epic is enough of a competitor that they fear anything, because they haven't lowered maybe they have or they haven't, I don't know, their developer fees, or they haven't changed anything. Steam's not giving away free games like Epic is every week, so they're obviously not too worried about Epic stealing any of their thunder. But that's just me. I prefer Steam as well. And the problem is that Steam's just been in the game so long, they've already got the lion's share of the market, because that's where my hundreds of games are at. And in Nick's case, maybe thousands. I don't know, thousands. So.
Right. Yeah. They have their roots have been planted into the gaming market. I mean, if Epic was the Epic Game Store, if it was like this grand store, like this is just awesome. But the problem is can I bring my library of Steam games over to it? No, I can't. Well, then as awesome as it might be, I don't want to have to uproot where all my games are sitting to start over again in a new launcher. Right. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that they have. And you're exactly right. I don't think they've seemed to, I haven't heard anything of the price, the percentage being lowered. So it seems like Epic to Steam has not been, or to Valve has not been, that big of a crutch for them. So they're just like, that's fine. You can get better deals. We're still got the market share, right? I mean, that's just where all the gamers are, right? If you looked online or polled online, I'm sure 90, from PC launchers, I'm sure 99% of the gamers out there would say Steam, right? Not quite 99. You would have a percentage that would be Epic and some other stuff, but majority, the lion's share of your gamers are going to be Steam. So it makes sense for Ubisoft to want to kind of, it was a nice ride through Epic, but they're wanting to put their games back on Steam because they know that's where the players are and that's where they're going to get the most money, right? Ubisoft's got to get their head out of their butts because it's been in there for a long time and they're starting to prune. So they need to, they need to figure out what the hell they're doing. Cause I don't know what Ubisoft's been doing. They've been making the worst decision after worst decision. So, and I think Square Enix is following their lead, it seems like lately. So hopefully these guys figure it out at some point.
Yep. They're both doing the hold my beer and seeing who can outdo the other one, what Square Enix and Ubisoft are. And they're like, hey, watch this. Check this out. Hold my beer. I bet you can't do this.
Yeah, that's horrible. But, well, I mean, for those who do like Ubisoft games that don't already own one of these games, especially on the PC side, right? On the Xbox, the console side of things, it's a little bit easier. But on the PC side of things, it'll probably be good for those PC gamers that want to play Assassin's Creed and stuff and have it added to their Steam library to be able to kind of go back to Steam. It seems like besides the 3 games I talked about at the beginning, Valhalla, Anno, and Roller Champions, it seems like there's more games coming that are going to come to Steam as well. So maybe a few of their back catalog games and future games coming to Steam for purchase. So that's good. That's good for everybody in the gaming community. But do you have anything else you want to add to this, Pat?
Nope. Go Gabe.
Right? Gabe's sitting pretty. All right. Well, let us know down in the comments below. What do you think? What do you use? What launcher do you use? Do you use Valve's Steam launcher mainly, or do you are more of an Epic, or do you like the individual launchers? Maybe you buy your Ubisoft games in the Ubisoft store, your EA games in the EA store, and so on and so forth. But let us know down in the comments below. What do you think? As well as should there just be one launcher, right? Competition's always good for the gamer. So as much as I would like for there to be one launcher, I can understand the aspect of having the competition so we don't get steamrolled when there is only one area to get it. So stay alive, Epic. I'll use this sometimes. So keep going at it. But let us know down in the comments below. Other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. That'd be great. And also ring the bell notification to stay up to date with new videos that we do every day. And we'll see you next time.